How's it going, you guys? It's Scott with Everyday Solar. Today I want to show you how I'm going to get two different sets of PV cables, so the plus and minus, from two different strings. Each string just has three Helion 360 watt panels on it. So both of these strings are actually pretty low voltage, under 150 volts, and each will be going into an EcoFlow Delta Pro to charge the portable power stations within this detached garage. Additionally, I need to bring a stranded 6-gauge ground wire in so I can tie that out and ground all these panels. Now there's a few different ways to do this. Sometimes you'll see conduit actually coming up onto the roof and then going down the side, kind of attaching to the siding or attaching to the fascia board. I'm going to actually go right through these asphalt shingles by using a junction box by Easy Solar. Now this is purpose built to kind of go with asphalt shingles and give you a watertight seal. Overall, the process is not too bad, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the installation. First, you'll find your positioning and take the lid and outline the lid 0 to 2 inches above that upper course. Once you have the outline, you'll just take a razor blade and score this section so we can remove it. Don't go too deep. We don't want to cut any of the courses below, and then use a flat pry bar to start to remove that and also work up some of the surrounding area. You might need to remove some nails just depending on your roof surface. And then you'll do a dry fit with the overall junction box to make sure everything's in place. This section right here is the drilling section. We can drill a hole in that section, and that is per the design. I just did a pilot hole, and I'm going to drill with a spade bit an 1.5 inch hole through that decking on my roof. Then go ahead and put it back in place, and I'm going 1 inch through the actual junction box. Now, why I'm doing two different holes? Because I'm actually putting through a connector that will go to 3/4 inch conduit running on the inside of this detached, unfinished garage. I'll finish off with the locking nut and then also the bushing at the top there, that plastic bushing. That's what it looks like from the back side. Again, just want to dry fit it, make sure I can get everything worked into place before moving on to the next step. Now that I know I'm good, I'm going to mark 3 hole locations for 3 gland connectors. Now this is going to make it waterproof, but also give a little bit of strain relief for the wires coming in. So I'll go ahead and drill these out. First, I'll start off with just a pilot hole that'll make it easier to use any kind of auger bit or spade bit to drill out this plastic. And then I'll go ahead and move on to the 2 left holes are going to be the same size, that's 3/4 inch. And then the rightmost hole is going to be a little smaller at 5/8 inch. Once we get these all drilled out, now you'll see the gland connector. Once you tighten that up, you can see it starts to seal down. The gland seals down onto the wires, and that's what gives you the watertight seal. Now these are pretty cheap, honestly, gland connectors out of China. It came in a kit. I will put the link below in the description, and also a link to better connectors. They take longer to arrive, but if you want to go with a little higher quality, because these you need to be careful. Don't over tighten these or you'll strip them out. They'll work depending on your purpose, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're the highest quality on the market. So once we get all of those in place, that will finish up what I want to do with this junction box prior to installing it. Now you'll see there's 4 mounting holes here for the screws. Those are screws that will go into the decking and hold this actually in place. We want to put a bead of sealant around those, and you can see there's an outline right here exactly where you need to put that. Then once you have that down, now we can go ahead and put it in place. You want to be careful, you don't want to put the sealant all over the place, and then press it down. Once you have that, then I'm going to go ahead and take the long screws that come in the kit. They're shorter screws, but that's to hold the cover on. Go ahead and tighten those down. You do not need to over tighten those, but it should be secure to the surface. Now once you have those, now we're ready to start working our wires into place. I'm going to start off with my 6-gauge stranded bare ground. That's going into the smaller gland connector. And then there is a small screw terminal bus here for your grounds. So I'll go ahead and use that, bringing that 6-gauge stranded in, and then go ahead and tighten that down with the flathead screwdriver. Then my first set of PV cables coming in, and then I'll tighten everything down. Again, I'm just tightening it down by hand. I would not over tighten specifically if you get these gland connectors, because it really isn't going to take much torque. Now I strip off my wires and use Wago 221 613 lever nuts. These are made for 10 gauge. So that is how I'm going to connect up to wires coming from the inside of the garage. These wires coming from the inside, you can see my 6 gauge here. Again, it's stranded but insulated ground wire because it's going through conduit. That's going to connect up and that's going to complete my ground, bringing it into the garage. Then I'll take my red and black 10 gauge THHN wire, and I'll strip those down, and then I'll bring those into the respective Wago lever nuts. Now there is an open wire hole there. That is okay. That's not a big deal, especially inside this junction box since it's watertight. So we'll do the same thing here and connect up the Wagos, which will finish everything up. The only other thing you would do is kind of get those wires in place, and then we have 5 screws will hold on this cover securely, making sure that the junction box is weather tight and serving its purpose. Now, if this is a little past what you're comfortable with, but you still want to go solar, get solar on your home and offset your monthly power bill, I get it. And I actually had panels professionally installed at my house as well. A great place to start is just getting the size of the system and the cost of the system. So you'll see a link in the description where you can enter a little information on your home, your area, and your monthly power bill. And within 5 minutes, you'll get an estimate on the size that you need for the system and an estimate on the cost. So you can see if that's feasible for the budget you're looking for. And if so, they can even connect you with installers in your area, and you can start to progress through getting actual quotes for the job. Now, if you guys want to see a little bit more of how I'm routing that THHN wire, it's a little untraditional install because it is going to portable power stations opposed to a permanently installed system. You can check out this video right here. I'll show you the conduit and the rest of the system that's connecting up to its EcoFlow Delta Pros. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on that next one. Take care.